Here are all the movies I watched in April and May. Win or Lose isn't a movie, but I figured I'd toss it in here anyway. This was a great return to form for Pixar. The animation was stunning, the stories were compelling, the way they connected to each other was great. It was a really sweet series, and I'd recommend checking it out if you haven't. Death of a Unicorn is a movie that lots of people seem to hate, but I had fun with it. I thought it had a good story, it played into the whole eat the rich themes pretty well, there were some satisfying kills, it was a good time. Black Bag was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. If you're expecting some James Bond type action movie, you might be disappointed, but it's an intriguing story, it keeps you guessing, the acting across the board is great. I'd recommend it. Ash is a sci-fi horror movie from Shudder, and it was decent. The visuals were gorgeous, and the setup was interesting, but the characters were kind of bland and the story dragged out a bit. Not bad, just kind of fine. I rewatched a couple of early MCU movies for a video that ended up being scrapped, and one of them was The Incredible Hulk from 2008. The first 25 to 30 minutes of this movie are actually much better than I remembered, so much so that it makes the rest of the movie look even worse by comparison. Another movie I watched for this video was Thor: The Dark World, and hey, what a shock, it still sucks. It's boring, it's drawn out, it focuses too much on the unfunny side characters. I know Love and Thunder wasn't great either, but I'll take that over this any day. A Working Man is the latest movie in the Statham-verse, and it's exactly what you expect it to be. It's stupid, it's over the top, and it doesn't remotely care if it makes sense or not. Basically, if you liked The Beekeeper, you'll probably have fun at this. Woman in the Yard, the other depression allegory that released in the last couple months. There are things about it that I appreciated. I like the cinematography, save for the strobe effects in the finale. I thought the acting was really solid, and I liked how they kind of kept the ending ambiguous. The movie was a bit predictable, kind of drawn out, and I just didn't get into it as much as I wanted to. Hell of a Summer is the directorial debut of Billy Brick and Finn Wolfhard, and it was decent. It had a good sense of humor, it had some creative uses of transitions, it had some decent kills. If you like slashers, you'll probably like this movie. The Ballad of Wallace Island is directed by James Griffiths, and it was really good. It was beautifully shot, really well acted, very emotionally resonant, worth checking out for sure. Warfare is the newest movie from Alex Garland, and while it isn't nearly as aggravating as last year's Civil War, it's just as much of a nothing burger as that movie. It's very well shot and well acted, but it doesn't really say or do anything that profound. Drop is directed by Christopher Landon, and it was better than I thought it would be. Visually, it went much harder than I expected. It was a bit goofy for sure, but it still kept a sense of tension. The actors were great across the board. It was a good time, worth checking out. The Wedding Banquet is a remake of the 1993 film, and it was really good. It had a lot of heart, it had a lot of humor, it was very emotional, it had great performances. It was a good movie. Sinners needs basically no introduction. Everyone's talking about it, we've all seen it multiple times, it's been decided already that it's the best movie of the year, and yeah, it is that good. Please, if you see any movie I bring up here, please see this movie. The Surfer stars Nicolas Cage and is a pretty wild movie. It's very surreal and insane and over the top, but if you like movies like that, I'd recommend watching this. I finally got around to watching The Amateur, and it was fine. The acting was fine, the story was fine, the action was fine. It was a very in one ear, out the other kind of movie. Hurry Up Tomorrow is the newest vanity project starring The Weeknd, and it was pretty bad. The music and the visuals are great, and Jenna Ortega and Barry Keoghan do well, but that's about it. There is an interesting psychological thriller hidden in here, but it's buried underneath The Weeknd's ego. And finally, Final Destination Bloodline. So far the only Final Destination movie I've seen, and as first impressions go, it was pretty fun. My friend insisted we watch this movie in 40x, which, while a fun experience, is something I never want to do again. I want to do a bucket list video discussing all the Final Destination movies, so I'll save my thoughts for that. But I'd say give this movie a watch, and try to see it with a crowd. You'll have a good time. Click on the left to watch my video on all the Thomas the Tank Engine movies, and click on the right to watch my video on all the Mission Impossible movies. And of course, comment below what you've been watching the past couple months. I'm going to be taking the month of June off because my fiance and I are moving, but new videos are still being worked on and uploads will resume July 4th. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.